Let's see what's going on with Piers, Morgan, and Dillon Danis, Gangy Lanchy.
Well, I'm delighted to say that he
Supposedly
joins
it
me
went
now, speaking
crazy.
for the first time since Saturday's defeat. All right, well, Dillon, how are you, first
Take
of
the
all?
glasses off, Dill Pickle.
MMA is a lot harder than boxing, I'll say. Definitely on the body.
MMA is?
Yeah,
Really?
a lot harder, yeah.
But you are wearing dark glasses.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
I wear glasses all the time.
Let's
but
have a quick look.
I don't want to get Logan's going to have the
Come
satisfaction.
on. Let's see the eyes. There we are.
God! Jesus! Look, oh my God. Logan beat the hell out that nigga. Oh my God.
I was in a fist fight, but he looked worse. He was running the whole time. You know?
Yeah.
I wanted to fight.
People always say he was running. I think Dillon threw like 10 punches, max.
He was running, so I didn't really get the satisfaction.
Here's my take on what happened.
Yeah. Did you watch the fight?
You are a brilliant jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
fighter. I mean, you're one of the best there's been, right? You're a world champion multiple times. You have huge credibility and respect for everything you've achieved in jiu-jitsu.
Thank you.
But when I watched what happened at the weekend with you and Logan Paul, I just thought, I don't know, it just seemed to me like, what was in that for you? I get it makes you more famous. Yeah. I get it made you a ton of money. I get all that. I get that from a marketing point of view.
Yeah.
Is Piers trying to hold him out right now?
But as a fighter with a great reputation, when you came away from it, what did you feel?
About the fight, it didn't feel like a fight. I feel like he was running away. Every time I tried to engage with him and try to get in there and like trade, he would run away, you know?
You landed 9 punches in 6 rounds.
Hey, yo!
Yeah, I mean, but the thing
that's
was,
not great, is it?
it's because he was running though. Even Connor was saying it. He was running. He was on the back foot the whole time. I was trying to push forward. I wanted to fight. I wanted to clinch. I wanted to fight. I was like,
I mean, you
let's go.
threw more fights at the end with the security guys.
That big dude, man. I was trying to get at him, but he was a chunky big dude, and he was pushing me away and everything. But it was fun.
Why did you, just for the record,
Because
why
he
did
punched
you
me
suddenly
when-
dive in and do a jiu-jitsu move?
I wasn't actually trying to, but he was smart. He Vaselined his head up. So I guess he knew I was trying to go for his neck. But at that moment, I actually wasn't. I was just grabbing his head, and he just kind of shrugged me in the Vaseline. And he threw that punch, and then I up-kicked him.
But you dived in for his
Yeah,
body,
literally.
his legs.
You
I was
like
just kinda-
grappled his
that one
waist.
time,
Yeah.
I was just kind of just messing around a little bit, you know, to let him know what a real fight is. Boxing's not a real fight. It's a half a fight. I want to fight him in a real fight where he shook my hand and said he was going to fight me in MMA.
Do you think he'll ever get in an MMA environment with you?
I mean, he shook my hand. If he's a real man, he should, you know. He didn't defend his fiance, in my opinion. If a man talks the way I did about your fiance, he should
No, you
knock
see, I
me
wanted to
out.
mention that too.
I mean, I'm looking at his face.
don't
It
know
looked like he
him,
defended
or
his fiance pretty good. No cap.
Nina
He didn't
Agdal,
drop
right?
him out.
I
He
don't
didn't
know.
knock
I
him
think
out,
that's her stage
but I mean, it counts.
But
stage name.
Isn't it a bit cheap, Dillon, to go for the girl, not the man?
No, because
Really?
if it was someone else, yes, I would never do that. I would never cross those lines. But with the Pauls, they cross those lines all the time. His brother went at
Yeah, but
my.
should you
It's a fight, bro. I figured it out. I was like battling with it for a little bit because there were so many like weirdos trying to tell me that it was like weird. But bro, like we get in the ring, bro. Ain't no lines. Ain't no lines. And now when they get married and they have kids and shit, like I'm not gonna disrespect them like that. But low key, if I gotta get in your head, I'm gonna get in your head any kind of way I gotta get in your head. Pause.
Did you stoop to that level?
In this fight, I think it made sense because it was all true. Everything was public. What she's saying, what she's suing me for is all fake. I didn't hack her phone. I didn't do any of that.
But have you ever
stuff.
done that to a jiu-jitsu opponent?
No.
No, you
I wouldn't
wouldn't.
have done it to even, like, if I was talking about a regular fighter's wife, everybody would be like, oh, the guy's an asshole. Well, people know this is true. People know her past. It's all out there. So everything was public. And I
You
was
know what I
trying.
mean, though? You're like I say, you're a world champion fighter.
Yeah.
Just seemed a little bit
But the one
demeaning to
thing
me
is
to
too-
target the woman, not the guy.
In this boxing match, he's 0-2. I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. What, are we going to sell our boxing skills? No. You know, I'm a promoter. So I wanted to make people watch this fight. And it did over 1.3 million views. So
How much money did you make from it?
A lot.
You haven't
Yeah.
said how much.
I don't want to say the number, but a lot of money. A lot of money. But I should have been the paper. I should have got the pay-per-view.
I mean, you did actually say that if you lost, you would give your share of the purse. In fact, we got a clip.
We never shook hands.
Well, here we
though.
are.
We never shook
Here's
hands.
a clip.
Yeah.
Here's a go.
I bet I knock you out.
How much?
I don't care. Don't matter. I made a bet to you.
What was
Yo,
it?
said
he
if I
just
win, I
calling
had to
him
be
out
the
on
best man that you're
everything.
winning.
Okay.
Okay.
And if I win,
Yeah.
I get your entire purse.
Sure.
Sure. All right. Well, that's pretty unequivocal. So
I mean, right there, he says it. Like, see, this is where I be weird. Like, niggas be like, we didn't shake on it. We didn't send a contract. We didn't do this. Like, nah, bro. We had the conversation. You a man, stand on it.
Dillon, here we have a large check. A large check made payable to Logan. But what we don't know...
We actually
stand
are
off
making an
business.
appeal, though, so it actually might be a win for me because he punched me on the ground.
Right,
so the appeal might be, I might be the winner.
But if we were to put a figure in here, what are we looking at?
Over $1 million.
Over $1 million?
Yeah.
Pounds or dollars?
Dollars.
$1 million US dollars?
Yeah.
That's your cut?
Yeah. I mean,
Is that your biggest ever payday?
In fighting, yes, for sure. Yeah, you know, MMA doesn't pay that well. That's why after this, I'm going to the UFC. I want to go to the UFC. I think the UFC now will see my potential in selling fights and everything like that. So
See, that's the bit I get. I think you're a smart marketer.
I don't see it at
I'm
all.
one of the best.
Yeah, this has all been a very smart marketing
I don't see the UFC wanting to take the heat for Dillon
your mate
Danis.
Conor McGregor.
He just
fight,
lost.
Floyd
Like,
Mayweather.
who
And it
is
was
he
a
gonna fight?
fascinating thing to watch.
Yeah.
I never actually thought he could beat Floyd Mayweather, but
He did great.
But for a few rounds, he went toe to toe with him, and it was really interesting to watch.
He did really
and it was a massive
Maybe if he
success
fights
financially
Logan,
for
right?
both of them. So I do get the exhibition kind of nature of this,
Yeah.
but it's not real fighting, is it?
No, it's not. In my opinion, it's not. If me and you got into a street fight, we're not gonna be like, hold on a second, let's go get these gloves and throw it on
Right.
and box. We're fighting. And he knows I would strangle him unconscious within 30 seconds in a real fight. That's why he didn't do the real fight. In MMA, the bag was bigger than the boxing bag, actually. So he turned that down. And
What would happen if you fought him in MMA?
it wouldn't last more than a minute.
How would you take him out?
I would play with him. I could take him down, mount him, and literally slap him around, and just it would be embarrassing. Actually, it'd be so fun.
Do you think any boxer? Funny enough, I did Celebrity Apprentice
Yeah.
with Lennox Lewis
Oh, okay,
and
yeah.
Tito Ortiz,
Yeah.
the UFC guy.
But these boxers think they could fight. They're
Well,
all
it was actually very interesting. So we got talking one night because every night you did long hours. and we were
Yeah.
sitting there talking together, and I said, "What will happen with you guys?" And I got them two
Try
sets of
to
boxing
take down
gloves. And they
Phil.
sparred in the room,
Jesus
right?
Oh, definitely Lennox Lewis would be.
And it was fun. Well, they both agreed that if it was straight boxing, Lennox would win.
Yes.
Right, he's one of the great world heavyweight champions
Yeah.
of all time. But they also both agreed that if it got into Tito's world of UFC, he would win. Because he would get Lennox down and Lennox
Yeah,
would
exactly.
let it go.
These guys don't know what they're doing. And Logan tries to act like he.
Would you
he
beat
does.
any boxer, do you think?
All of them. Probably, I
question.
could probably do it in the same night. Like KSI, Logan, Jake. I could probably do back.
What
back to back.
about the elite
He got 9 punches.
boxers, actual
Easy, yeah,
top boxers?
easy. The only one that ever wrestled, I think, was Terrence Crawford.
He already I don't understand how you could. Oh, is he saying in an MMA fight he would beat all of them in the same night? Definitely not in a boxing match. I hope that's not what he just said. I might have heard that wrong.
But I don't think he has like a serious wrestling background. But the jiu-jitsu is too hard to learn. That's why these influencer boxers, they don't do MMA because
What
it's
about
way too
Mayweather
complicated.
at his peak?
Oh, it's easy.
You would?
Easy. He doesn't have power. The hard thing with the dangerous thing about a boxer for MMA guy is someone that has a one-punch shot. We saw this in the first UFCs. You know, once you shoot in, it's over. You know, you need to land that one shot, and it's very hard. So once I get a hold of someone, it's over. You know.
You weren't happy that Drake, the rapper,
Yeah, we're
revealed
friends too. That hurt me.
Well, he bet on Instagram $850,000 on your opponent to
Yeah.
knock you out.
He lost. Yeah,
Yeah, because he
lost,
didn't knock you out.
Yeah, and me and Drake were friends, so I didn't like how he supported Logan. Logan.
Have you been in touch with him?
850.
No, he has a new number now. But yeah, and he posted a story saying like.
He bet against you, he's ghosted you. What's going on there?
I know, it's messed up. I don't know. Hopefully he watches this and he'll reach out to me.
Well, what's your message to Drake if he's watching?
Should have bet on me.
Camera's there.
I don't know. I thought we were friends, Drake. That's messed up, you know. Logan's not one of us. We don't sue. We don't do lawsuits, you know. Drake is a gangster like me. We don't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think Drake would have sided with me, in my opinion, you know. Logan's I don't know, he's a pussy. Can I say that on here? I don't know.
You
I think
We're called
Drake
uncensored for a reason.
rock with the
Okay,
Paul
he's
brothers.
a pussy, you know. He wanted to sue off. This is what he wanted. He didn't want to fight. He wanted me to pull out this fight, and he learned it was real when he did that water ball.
But
he threw
Dillon
at me
didn't
and I hit him
stand
with that
on
mic,
business for
cut his face on, but I gave him almost like a concussion. So he knew it was real. He knew what he's not a real fighter. He's an entertainer. You know, he's not built for this.
Is that good for the fight game generally, to have these kind of YouTube influencers?
I don't like it. I don't
Right,
like it.
but you've taken part in it, and it's
I don't like
benefited you.
Yeah, because
And
of
if you're Logan Paul, you're
It's
like,
the
hang on a
biggest
second, you
person
say
I
you
ever
don't like
got.
it. You've
I
just
don't
came in
like
and
it
made over
because
$1 million.
Logan, yeah, because Logan fought Mayweather, so he has credibility. But sometimes you go around these events, you see these like TikTok kids walking around like they
Right.
can fight, and I'm like, come on, dude, like it's kind
Yeah,
of.
I don't really like
I don't like it either. I'm like, come on. and it's dangerous. You know,
Still
boxing's not a gentle sport. You got to be careful. So like these like tag team things they're doing and stuff, it's very dangerous.
What would happen if you got in the ring with Conor?
I wouldn't.
Ooh.
That's one of my best friends. I don't talk about
Ooh.
training partners, you know. So
You've trained with him?
oh, I trained with him for almost 10
And
years.
how
now.
serious has he got?
Oh, Conor trains very, very hard, and he hits very hard, and he takes it very seriously.
Have you ever knocked him out?
I'm knocking him out, chat.
No, I don't see like real martial
He
artists
just
don't
said
talk
he
about
don't
training.
talk
That's the
about it.
thing
Why?
about me and
Piers
these guys are
Morgan be
different. I'm a
fucking
real martial
reaching.
artist. I've been training since I was 15, and we go by the code of martial arts. You don't talk about training.
Would you ever
partners.
fight him though?
No, never. That's
I
one
mean,
of
if
my
you're
best
Dana
friends.
White, you're thinking now with all your profile.
I think me and Khabib or me and Islam would be bigger. You know, I mean, obviously Conor's one of my best friends and my idols and a mentor.
You
to
couldn't
me.
beat Khabib, could you?
Oh,
No one's ever
easy.
beaten Khabib.
I would beat Khabib.
But no one's beaten him.
Yeah, well, he hasn't fought me
Why would you be able to beat him?
because my jiu-jitsu is too good. And I'm saying this now. All the stuff I've ever said, I'm willing to go prove it. Give me.
I mean,
All
we
people-
saw you
I'm not
get in
as
the ring.
expert
and
as
he
you are.
proved-
Yeah.
in
Oh,
all
well,
this-
he talking about
sort of-
MMA.
my jiu-jitsu is too good for these.
Oh,
guys.
was gonna
it's
ask
just
you,
hard for me
if
to
you are
believe that
as
he gonna
good at
actually win the
jiu-jitsu as you
jiu-jitsu
are,
fight,
Yeah.
bro.
who
Because
do you most fear?
you still can use your
I don't
hands in
fear no one.
jiu-jitsu.
You know, I want to know
And
what's
people
gonna
can
happen.
still
In your
run
world,
in
And look at me, I
jiu-jitsu,
just went
right?
and did a boxing match.
In the UFC, for example,
Yeah.
what type of fighter would you least want to come up against?
A striker.
I swear, I would fight all of them. I would fight John Jones. I'm not scared. I did a lie detector
Think you
test.
could beat him?
I did a lie detector test, and it showed that I believe that. And I think if you're a fighter and you don't believe that, then
There's
you're
no
not a
way
real fighter.
Khabib would even
I believe I
fight
can beat
him. Like
any man
he's
in the
too.
world,
He's not big
so
enough for that.
I think these guys aren't that
Khabib
good.
is too big.
And I'm willing to go prove that. So go put me in the UFC and give me Islam first
So
fight.
Dana White is watching this.
Islam?
What's your message to him?
It would be
Sign
so
me. Let's do it.
disrespectful
Give
to
me the
them to
biggest
be able
fight. Give
to
me
fight
anybody you
Dillon,
want.
to have to fight
Don't
Dillon
send
Danis.
anybody you
Like,
want back.
that's just like Dillon
I'll
Danis
beat
ain't
them all.
fought nobody, bro.
And
If he
I
gets
want
in,
to prove.
if Dillon Danis gets in the ring and fights like I'd say about 5 really, really good UFC fights, bro, then we can start talking about like Khabib fights and stuff like that. But he got to come back first. He don't deserve no massive fight like that right now.
What I'm saying is true. Because it pisses me off that people don't believe in me, you know?
I definitely don't
I want to
believe-
go out there and I'll fight any one of them.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I had to consult my middle son, who's a bit of an expert
Yeah.
in you. He loves you.
Oh, he likes me? Oh,
Yeah, and he
okay,
said,
okay.
Dad, don't get
Tough.
sort of distracted by what happened with this kind of
Yeah, it's a
thing that
boxing
happened with Logan. But he said he is one of the greatest jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
exponents in the world.
And how many jiu-jitsu guys would go and do a boxing match?
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's what he said.
Yeah. And I went out there. I didn't get wobbled. I didn't get a standing 8 count. Every single one.
did
of
get
them-
Now you're
wobbled.
10 times more famous than you were 2 months ago.
Exactly. And I didn't do it for the fame. But, you know, I thought Logan would be a better promoter. He was terrible at it. I carried this whole promotion on this
He
card.
got backed up against
better
the
than
ropes.
Tommy, did better than KSI. They didn't give me any pay-per-view points. They treated me like shit. Everything was against me. The steroids that he was taking EPO. The refs were on his side. He picks the refs. He picks the judges. He picks everything. You know, so I was just handicapped the whole time.
He still beat you.
Yeah, but I don't. He beat me in
Still
a
beat
boxing
you.
fight.
Right.
You know, so he beat me in an
He
MMA
beat
fight.
you
that
in
he-
the
Even
fight
that's a
that
bit
you agreed
embarrassing,
to.
isn't it? Come on.
He agreed to get in the ring
He's
and
a
lost.
YouTube influencer.
That's what it is.
He boxed for 5-7 years. He couldn't have rattled me. He was trying to say he would knock me out in a second. Every MMA guy, Joe Rogan, he's gonna get knocked out in a minute. He's gonna get knocked out like this. Look what happened to Ben Askren. He didn't do anything to me. You know, maybe a couple smacks.
Do you
That's it.
think you'll ever get in the jiu-jitsu world with you or
No,
MMA?
never. No, I don't think so. I mean, he shook my hand. See how much of a man he is. So I'm ready to do it. I can do it tonight. I didn't take any damage. So I want to take a fight in the next 30 days.
No
ready to go.
damage.
Dillon Danis, good to see you.
Good to see you. It was
Fighting
fun.
talk. You've actually committed yourself to about 8 fights there. You realise that?
I'm down for it. Let's do it. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to fight right now. So whoever wants to,
Bro
let's
is
go.
delusional.
I'll be there if you do. Good to see you.
Good to see
Thanks
you,
for
man.
coming in.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, my boy is extremely delusional, gang. He was not how would you say it, standing on business.